Astrologers see Pluto as a planet of transformation. When it transits a zodiac sign, it brings deep psychological changes and powerfully reshapes the areas of life associated with that sign. The transit of Pluto through Capricorn is a time of transformation in structures, authority, and governance, all themes associated with Capricorn. In 2024, Pluto will end its 16-year transit through Capricorn, moving fully into Aquarius, where it will remain for 20 years. In Aquarius, Pluto is expected to bring changes to technology, innovation, and humanitarianism. What can we expect during this transformative time? We can get a clearer understanding of what to expect during this paradigm shift by looking into history, into a time when people were not even aware of the existence of Pluto. It takes Pluto 248 years to orbit the Sun. The last time Pluto moved between the end of Capricorn and the beginning of Aquarius was in 1777 and 78. This was a powerfully pivotal time that marked a turning point in the American Revolution and in global history. At this time, Great Britain was the world's leading naval power and at a new peak in its colonial strength. After the 7 Years' War, Britain had made great territorial gains. However, these gains had come at a cost. Not only did Britain struggle to pay for the victory on the back of British colonists, leading to a revolutionary movement, but European rivals looked for any means to upset the new balance of power. Everywhere, Europeans were also inspired by new philosophies calling for liberty, and the American Revolution showed Europeans it was possible to create a new world based on Enlightenment values, and many answered that call. One man seeking to follow his heart into this new world was the French Marquis de Lafayette. After meeting with America's ambassador to France, Benjamin Franklin, Lafayette was inspired to make an impulsive decision to live out his revolutionary dreams as a military leader in the American Revolution. In April 1777, not surprisingly with Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, Lafayette went against his king's orders and funded his own travel from France to America. By October 1777, it was clear that Pluto's turn back into Capricorn would be difficult for Great Britain, and Lafayette's decision to join the American cause seemed to make more sense to the French king. The American army under Horatio Gates had won an unexpected but hard-fought victory over the British forces led by General John Burgoyne at the Battle of Saratoga. This victory on October 17, 1777, was an important indicator of American strength, and it led France to formally ally with the Americans against Britain. The Spanish and the Dutch also recognized an opportunity to weaken Britain's domination in Europe. Suddenly, the uprising in the colonies had turned into a global war for Britain. As Pluto vacillated between Capricorn and Aquarius, the American cause remained uncertain. News of the victory at Saratoga spread quickly, but global assistance was not immediate. The American forces were again tested during the harsh winter of 1777 and 78 at Valley Forge. Here, General Washington's troops built a temporary city of log cabins and monitored the British who occupied Philadelphia about 20 miles to their northwest. Despite the difficult weather conditions, the American army gathered strength and transformed into a well-equipped and effective fighting force. Upon the suggestion of, again, Benjamin Franklin, General Washington brought in the experienced Prussian officer Baron Friedrich Wilhelm von Steuben as Inspector General of the Continental Army. Like Lafayette, Baron von Steuben had grown tired of the old order in Europe. Though he was one of the most innovative military commanders in the Prussian army, Europe's most feared fighting force, bias against the Baron's open homosexuality prevented his consistent employment. Benjamin Franklin knew Prussia's loss could be the colony's gain, and it was. Baron von Steuben's reform and training of the American forces bolstered their military capabilities and international standing, setting the stage for eventual victory in the War of Independence. Baron von Steuben implemented a new camp layout that emphasized sanitation to improve health conditions. He introduced simplified and effective drill techniques that could be easily learned by non-professional soldiers. He established clear guidelines for company organization and the chain of command, improved communication, and established guidelines for maintenance of equipment. His systematic reforms were printed in a book called Regulations for the Order and Discipline of the Troops, otherwise known as the Blue Book, from the color of its original binding. By the time Pluto was an Aquarius, this innovative publication was considered the official drill manual used by the troops, and it continued to be used well beyond the Revolutionary War. America's eventual revolutionary victory turned on decisions made and actions taken during Pluto's journey between Capricorn and Aquarius. Old structures, practices, and belief systems were under attack and crumbled during this time. But the old did not give away easily to the new. The turning point of the American Revolution shows us how unexpected alliances pulled together to create new communities built on diverse ideas and innovative thinking. During this pivotal era, the Continental Army survived, adapted, and learned hard lessons through Pluto's final degrees in Capricorn, and it innovated, collaborated, and implemented new practices as Pluto moved into Aquarius. Meanwhile, Britain's old colonial world was shattered and permanently altered as the American colonies fell away. As a new country was imagined and ratified in the United States, Great Britain let go of its old system. It wasn't long, however, before from that rubble, its own new empire began to take shape.